Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In our previous class, we have been discussed about the stamen and the structure of microsporangium, which is one of the important question for your exam. It will becomes for your 5 marks. Next today's class, let us discuss about the microsporogenesis. So previous class we have been discussing the structure of anther. So that is we are calling it as a microsporangium. Now this is a microsporogenesis. What is the meaning? First of all, let us know what is the meaning of this microsporogenesis. Microsporogenesis means the process of formation of microspores or pollen grains from diploid pollen mother cell by meiosis in the pollen chamber of anther is called microsporogenesis. What is the meaning of microsporogenesis? Means it is a process where in this process there will be the formation of a pollen grains. Formation of pollen grains. In this process what happened? In this process there will be the formation of pollen grains. It will be taken place. Pollen grains, formation of pollen grains. Pollen grains even we are calling it as a microspores. Now pollen grains, how it will get formed means pollen grains it will be formed by the pollen mother cells. Pollen grains, how it will get formed? Pollen grains it will get formed by the pollen mother cells. Pollen mother cells. Pollen grains it will get formed by the pollen mother cells. Now this pollen mother cells, it is in which condition? It is in diploid condition. Pollen mother cells, it in which condition they are present? Pollen mother cells are in a diploid in condition. Now how this process it will be held means this process it will be held by meiosis. This process it will take place through the meiosis cell division. Through the meiosis cell division, pollen mother cells they produces the pollen grains. So where this process it will take place means it will take place in the pollen chamber of the anther. So already we have been discussed the structure of this anther like this. So where this process it will be held means it will take place in this chamber, pollen chamber, which is a pollen chamber means inside this the pollen sac, empty sacs which is present. This is we are calling it as a pollen chamber. Already we have been discussed in our previous class. So pollen grain is in a diathecous in condition. So where the two chambers are present, this is one chamber, this is one chamber. Again these two chambers it will longitudinally it will get divided into the two. So how many we will get here? 1, 2, 3, 4 we will get here. So that's why we are calling it as a tetrasporangiate we are calling. So this is we are calling it as a chamber for pollen chamber. Inside this pollen chamber, pollen mother, diploid pollen mother cell will undergo the meiosis to produce the pollen grain is called microsporogenesis. So microsporogenesis is nothing but it is a process where formation of pollen grains take place from whom means from diploid pollen mother cells. How means through the meiosis cell division. Where means it will take place in the pollen chamber of anther. That process we are calling it as a microsporogenesis. So overall what here means 4 points you have to, 4 things you have to keep remember. One is the pollen grain, other in the pollen mother cells, diploid pollen mother cells, meiosis, pollen chamber. So by using this we'll get the microsporogenesis process. So formation of a haploid pollen grains, even pollen grains we are calling it as a microspores. The process of formation of pollen grains are microspores from diploid pollen mother cell. Mothers they will be in a diploid in condition. So the pollen grains will be in a haploid in condition. Why it will haploid in condition means because they are undergoing the which type of cell division? Meiosis cell division. That's why the offsprings will come in a haploid in condition. And where all this process it will be held means it will be held in the pollen chamber of the anther is called as microsporogenesis. Now this is the definition of the microsporogenesis. Now next here, if this process formation of pollen grains want to take place means how this process it will be held. Just now as I said here in the pollen chamber through the meiosis with the help of the pollen mother cells pollen grain formation will be taken place. Now if these pollen grains want to take place means first which are the things it will, which are the events it will be taken place, let us see here. First of all, the primary hypodermal cells of young anther called archesporial cells. So it will be present. So what here means primary hypodermal cells of young anther. So in this is the anther structure. So when this anther it is in young condition, the cells we are calling it as a hypodermal cells. When the anther it is in young condition, what we are calling? We are calling it as a hypodermal cells. when the anther it is in young condition, in that hypodermal cells are nothing but hypodermic cells. Already you have been studied the epidermis, hypodermic cells you have been studied in your first year. So there's in the anther, when the anther it is in young condition, the cells are present, that upper layer cells we are calling as a hypodermal cells. That hypodermal cells generally we are calling as a hypodermal cells. For that we are given the specific name, called it as a archosporial cells. So hypodermal cells, what we are calling? We are calling it as a archosporial cells. Now these cells, it will get divided to produce the two types of cells. Which are those two types of cells? Means one is primary parietal cell, another one is primary sporogenous cells. Understand? So when the anther it is in young condition, so in this anther, they will be having the hypodermal cells will be present. Hypodermic cells will be present. That hypodermal cells generally, commonly we are calling it as a hypodermal cell. But for that we are given the specific name, call it as a archosporial cells we are calling. Now these cells, what they will do is, they divide itself to produce the two types of cells. One is the primary parietal cells, another one is the what we are calling as the primary sporogenous cells we are calling. So like how see here, hypodermal cells. So when anther it is in young condition, so just now I said in here, anther it is present when anther it is in a young condition. Still it is in a young, it has not come to the mature. So the other cells, they are having the hypodermal cells will be present like this. Upper cells are present. These upper cells we are calling as a hypodermal cells. For that generally we are calling as a hypodermal cells. These hypodermal cells, specific name we are given, call it as a archosporial cells. Now these cells it will divide to produce the, this is the hypodermal cells, call it as a archosporial cells. Assume that. Now these cells it will divide to produce the two types of cells here. So one cell we are calling it as a parietal cell, another cell we are calling it as a sporogenous cell. One cell we are calling as a parietal cell, other cell we are calling as a sporogenous cell. Now next the parietal cell which is present, these parietal cells it will undergo the cell division and it will produce as the four different types of wall layers. Which are those? Means epidermis, endothelium, middle layer, tapetum. Already yesterday we have been discussed in our which class? In your microsporangiums class. So like that anther structure will be like this. So where they are having the four walls, it will be present like this. Have you remember? So they will be having the four layers of cells, it will be present like this. Now these four layers of cells formation, epidermis, endothelium, middle layer, tapetum, all these things it will be formed from whom? Is it has been formed from the parietal cells. These parietal cells it has been divided and it has formed the epidermis layer, it has formed the endothelium layer, it has formed the middle layer and it has formed the tapetum layer. So all these four layers it will be formed from which cells? It will be formed from the parietal cells. Keep remember this concept, it is needed for your NEET exam. So prepare all these four types of layers. So it will be formed from which type of cells? It will be formed from the parietal cells it will get formed. So parietal cells, from where it will get formed? Parietal cells it will be formed by the archosporial cells. So archosporial cells, this is the archosporial cell, one of the hypodermal cell. It will divide itself to produce the two cells here. Now one cell is parietal cell, just now I said here sporogenous cell. So the parietal cells it has formed these four layers. Which are those? Epidermis, endothelium, middle layer and tapetum. Finally tapetum layer, like this formation will be taken place. Now sporogenous cell which is present, this sporogenous cell it will produce as the microspore mother cells. So MMC is nothing but a microspore mother cell. M for microspore, M for mother, P for cells here. Or else even we are calling it as a pollen mother cells. PMC. So that is nothing but pollen mother cells. Even we are calling it as a pollen mother cells. Pollen mother cells. So pollen mother cells it will get formed from whom? Is pollen mother cells it will be formed from the sporogenous cells. Sporogenous cells. So these four microspore mother cells, finally it will undergo the cell division. Which type of cell division? Meiosis cell division. Which type of cell division? It will undergo meiosis cell division to produce the four haploid daughter cell. So it will produce us how many daughter cells? It will produce us the 4 haploid daughter cells. So like that, this is one haploid microspore, this is one haploid microspore, this is one haploid microspore. So totally how many cells will get here? 4 haploid microspore cells will get through this process. So of all these cells, so completely we got the structure of the microsporangium. So inside this tapetum layer will be present, microspore mother cells will be present, and they are producing the what here? Microspores or pollen grains. And complete this structure will be formed by whom? Means parietal cells and sporogenous cells. And both the cells it will be formed by whom? Means it will be formed by the archosporial cells. That is nothing but we are going to as a hypodermal cells. Which when the hypodermal cells, when it will be formed means when the anther it will be in a young in condition. As the anther will be go on maturing, all these structures will be go on forming inside the anther. Now next here, just now as I said you here, same concept I'll repeat once again here. So primary parietal cells so produces 4 layers of anthers, namely epidermis, endothecium, midlayer and tapetum. And next who is present here? Sporogenous cells, just now I said here, so develops into the microspore mother cells or pollen mother cells. And later what happen? These pollen mother cells, it will be divided meiotically. It will divide what here? It will divide meiotically. So the pollen mother cell, it will divide meiotically to produce how many daughter cells? 4 haploid daughter cells. That is nothing but we are going to as a microspores or pollen grains. And all they will be arranged in which condition? They will be arranged in the clustering condition. 4 daughter cells, 4 pollen grains we will get here, and 4 will be in a clustering condition. Cluster means what here? Cluster means group. Cluster means what we are calling? Cluster means we are calling it as a group. So that's why that structure we are calling it as a microspore tetroid, because here all they will be arranged in the form of a group in condition, clustered in condition. 4 daughter cells will be present in which condition? They will be present in the clustering condition. So that's why that structure we are calling it as a microspore tetroid. So for microspore means pollen grains. So they will be arranged in 4 combined in condition. So that's why we are calling it as a tetroid. And they are held together by enzyme, call it as a Calose enzyme. So 4 micropollen grains or microsporangia, if they want to combine together, join together means, so who is helping here? So Calase enzyme. Example here, if you want to bind any 2 papers means who is helping here? Gum. So gum here it is by helping to bind both the papers. In the same manner, if those 4 pollen grains will be in a combining condition means who is helping to combine together means Calose enzyme. This is an enzyme. So even there this structure they have been mentioned in your textbook. So see here in your textbook in your page number 23. So this is the structure called microspore tetroid. So this is the structure of what here? Pollen grain tetroid or microspore tetroid. See 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the 4 what here means microspores or pollen grains. They are in a attached in condition. 4 also how they are present? 4 microspores also or pollen grains will be attached in condition. How why they are attached in condition means because due to the presence of a Calose enzyme. Calose enzymes they are helping to bind to each other. So like that it will present. Next later what happen means microspores is the first cell of gametophytic generation. Later that 4 which is present in combining structure they will get separated. 4 also they will get separated, and that by pollen grain microspore they are the first cell of the gametophytic generation. So in gametes that is the first cell. Gametophyte means gamete releasing generation we are calling it as a gametophytic generation we are calling. This will be the first cell. And next microspores develop in the microsporangium, where this microspores they will get here. Microspores means pollen grains. Where these pollen grains develop means they will be developed in the microsporangium. Microsporangium to whom we are calling structure of the anther. That we have been discussed in your previous class. Just now as I said here, this is nothing but we are calling it as a microsporangium. This is we are calling it as a microsporangium. So where these pollen grains it will be present. Pollen grains it will be present here inside this like this. This is the complete structure of the microsporangia. Microspores within the microsporangium, it is called a precocious generation. As the microspores are present in this microsporangium, so this process what we are calling, this one we are calling as a precocious germination. This type of germination what we are calling precocious germination, and this is the first cell of gametophytic generation. Pollen grains is the first cell of the gametophytic generation. Why? Because when these pollen grains it will fall on the stem stigma. This pollen grain, it will get divided into the two gametes again here. So one is the generative cells, one is the generative cell, another will be the vegetative cells. Like the two type of cells it will be present here. Further it will get divided into the two gametes. So that's why this pollen grain we are going to say first cell gametophyte we are calling. So this is the complete structure of what here? Microsporogenesis. So here microsporogenesis is nothing but formation of what here? Pollen grains. Formation of pollen grains or microspores with the help of diploid pollen mother cell through meiosis in the pollen chamber is called as microsporogenesis. So in the young anther, hypodermic, remember this flow chart here so that it will be easy for you to study this one. So this is a flow chart where the hypodermal cells will be present, hypodermis cells. Hypodermal means hypodermis cells we are calling as a hypodermal cells. So which will be present in the young anther. Later these cells it will be gone dividing and forms the epidermis layer, endothecium layer, middle layer, all the layers it will get formed, and anther will get mature in condition. When completely 4 haploid microspores it will get formed here, and these cells anther it will get break and it will release as the pollen grains. So like that this process it will be held. So archihypodermal cells we are connected as archisporial cells, where these cells it will get divided. Suppose this is the archisporial cells where they will get divided into the two cells. One cell we are connected as a primary parietal, another one we are connected as a primary sporogenous cells, where these cells further it will be gone dividing and for it will form say 4 different layers, whereas the sporogenous cells it will form say pollen mother cell, and it will that pollen mother cell or microspore mother cells, they will undergo the meiosis to produce the 4 haploid microspores. This is about what means microsporogenesis. Now next let us discuss about the structure of pollen grain. This is the structure of the pollen grain. So let us discuss this one. So first of all, study about the pollen grains. What we are calling means we are calling it as a palynology. Study about the pollen grains. Those are studying about the pollen grains means we are calling that as a palynology, which is important for your NEET exam. Keep remember this one. Study of pollen grains, what we are calling? Study of pollen grain, we are calling it as a palynology. Now let us discuss the structure. So pollen grains, even we are calling it as a microspores, you know very well. Pollen grains are microscope. They will be in a haploid in condition. Pollen grains they will be in which condition? Pollen grains they will be in a haploid in condition, and haploid condition we are presenting in the form of a small n we are indicating. Pollen grains are microspores is in haploid in condition, and they are represents the first stage of male gametophyte. In gametophytes, that means here in gametes releasing for gametophyte. So this is the first stage. Pollen grains is the first stage in the male gametophyte, and they will be in a haploid in condition. And study about the pollen grains we are calling it as a palynology. Next one, so the pollen grains will be in spherical or oval in shape. If you come to the shape of this pollen grain, either they will be in a spherical. Spherical means what here? So the spherical will be in means round in shape here, circular in shape. They will be in a spherical in shape, or else they will be in a oval in shape. Oval means egg shape. So these pollen grains either they will be in a spherical in shape, or else they will be in a oval in shape, and they will measure about 25 to 50 micrometers in diameter. So if you take this is the diameter, if you see this diameter, what is the measurement? They will show you the measurement will be either 25 to 50 micrometer. This is the symbol of the micrometer. So measurement will be by 25 to 50 micrometers it will be present. And what is the shape means? Either they will be spherical or they will be in a oval in shape. Now next here, these this pollen grain, they are having the 2 wall layers. These pollen grains are microspores. They will be covered by the 2 wall layers. So these microspores they will be covered by a 2 layers of a wall, or 2 wall layers they will be present. Which are those? Means outer we are calling it as a exine. So which is the exine? This one is the exine. Which is the exine? This one. So this is the exine. Outer layer what we are calling? We are calling it as a exine. Whereas inner layer what we are calling? Inner layer we are calling it as a intine. So this is the intine layer. So outer layer we are calling it as a exine, and inner layer will be intine. Inner. So I for inner. So therefore I for intine. So this is the way to keep remember. This is the hint. Otherwise many of them what they'll do here. So outer layer name they'll write the intine, and inner layer name they will write the exine. So that's the outer layer what it is the exine, whereas the inner layer name what we are calling? We are calling it as a intine we are calling. Now let us discuss about this layer. So first of all, if you come to the outer layer, so outer layer it is a hard and thicker wall, a thick layer. Outer layer which is present, outer layer it is in a hard and thick layer. So that's why this layer we are calling it as a exine. So what is exine means? The outer layer is hard and thick, is called as exine. So outer layer, how it is a outer layer, it is a hard and even it is in a thick in condition. So thick in condition. So that's why we are calling it as a exine, and they are made up of one of the special organic substances. So that's a special organic substances. What we are calling? We are calling it as a sporopollenin. Keep remember this one. This is one of the most important question for your exam with spellings. Sporopollenin. So outer layer wall exine, it is made up of one of the organic material, called it as a sporopollenin. So this sporopollenin, they having their own speciality, it is present. What is the speciality means? They will give the resistance to this exine. They will give the resistance to this exine to withstand against whom means to withstand against the temperature, high temperature, strong acids, alkali and enzyme. Because here, so pollen grains they will be present in exposed to the nature. Pollen grains will be exposed to the nature. So due to heavy sun rays, so as UV rays here, the pollen grains they may get damaged, or due to strong acids they may get damage, or alkaline, or due to many enzymes they may get damage here. But who is giving the protection for this enzyme is in this exine layer, the sporopollenin substance it is present. This sporopollenin, they are giving resistance to this against all these things here. So it is giving the protection to the pollen grain. Pollen grain, who is giving the protection to the pollen grains here is sporopollenin. So sporopollenin, it is having the capacity to withstand against the high temperature, strong acids, alkali and enzyme, because many enzymes they can degrade that pollen grains here. But who is giving the protection means the exine. In the exine, the sporopollenin it is present. Sporopollenin it is present only in the exine layer. It is not present in the intine. It is present only in the exine layer. So due to that one, it is outer layer, it is hard and thick in condition. Next one, so sporopollenin in this exine layer, we will find a small aperture. Aperture means what here? Curvature. Aperture means what here? Curvature. Curvature is nothing but gada. So like out here, small aperture will find. See, this is the exine layer. You can see this is the exine layer, this is the exine layer, this is the exine layer. But here there is an aperture it is present. So here in three places what we will find? We will find an aperture we will find here. So that aperture, what we are calling means we are calling it as a germ pore. We are calling that aperture what we are calling? That aperture we are calling it as a germ pore we are calling. So where the sporopollenin is absent. So in this aperture where the germ pole it is present, so at that place sporopollenin is absent. Remaining other place of this exine, so what it is present here means the sporopollenin it is present. So that's why here small prominent aperture present on the exine wall here. So on this exine wall, small prominent aperture will be present. Prominent means nothing, visible. So aperture it is visible for us. So that aperture it is present, and that aperture what we are calling? We are calling it as a germ pore we are calling, and in that place sporopollenin is absent. Now what is the function of this germ pore means? So from this germ pore, pollen tube it will get arises. From this germ pore what happen? Pollen tube it will get arises here. After pollination, when the pollen grains falls on this stigma of the flower. So when the pollen grains fall on this stigma of the flower, so after that what happen here means compatibility it will be held here. What happen? When the pollen grains fall on the stigma of the flower, what happen is compatibility it will be taken place. Compatibility means just as I said here, matching process. Whether these pollen grains belong to the same species or not. If it belongs to the same species means further process it will be held. If it is not belong to that particular species means pollen grains it will degrade there itself here. So after if it belongs to this species means this from this germ pore, like this pollen tube it will be start for arising. So from this place what happen here means pollen tube it will be start for growing. So the pollen tube it will be start for growing only from the germ pore, not other place of this pollen grain. So that's why where in the germ pore sporopollenin is absent. So from that germ pore, pollen tube it will get emerges out from the pollen grains. So far after the pollination. Next what happens? Next inner to this one who will be present means the smooth entire smooth layer it is present. So exine layer is finished, and which is the outer layer it is present. Outer layer which is exine, which is hard and thick, and that is your exine, and they are made up of a highly one of the resistance organic material, called it as a sporopollenin. So which can withstand against the high temperature, strong acids, its alkali and enzyme here. Next after that, inside to this here, another one layer is present, that is we are calling it as a intine layer. So which is inner layer it is present. What is the speciality of this means? This inner layer, it is a smooth layer. So inner layer it is a thin, even it is a thin, but this is a thick here, and even it is a hard, but that layer it is a opposite to this one. It is a thin. It have the inner layer it is a thin, and even it is a smooth layer, but external it is a rough layer. See, you can see here roughness, you can see here, but inner layer it is a smooth layer. So this is the inner layer. So see here, which is smooth and even it is a thin in condition it is present. So this is we are calling it as a intine layer, which is smooth and it is in a thin in condition. And this layer, it is made up of what? It is made up of cellulose and pectin. So what it is made up of? This layer it is made up of cellulose and pectin. Now inside to that, so who will be present? Plasma membrane will be present. Plasma membrane is nothing but cell membrane. Here I didn't mention here, but inner layer of this one, so another one layer will be present like this here. So what you call that? Plasma membrane. And inside that plasma membrane, so what it will contain here is cytoplasm. It is present completely. So what it contains here is pollen grains. It contains the cytoplasm, like how you know very well here. So inside every cell they will be having the cell membrane that will be present. Whereas even we are contains the plasma membrane present. This is also one cell. Pollen grain is also one cell only. So but this cell it is very small. So due to that one it is not visible for us here. But when you see the flowers, example you can take the hibiscus here. If you touch the hibiscus androecium, you can see the yellowish powder. That yellowish powder is nothing but it is a pollen grains only. If you see under the microscope, you can see that the structure of the pollen grains in this manner. So inner to this inner intine layer will be present, plasma membrane will present. Inside to that plasma membrane completely what it contains? It contains the cytoplasm, it is present. Now this pollen grains, it will undergo the division. This pollen grains, what it will do here? It will goes for division here and it will produce as the two unequal cells. This cell division, this pollen grain, it will undergo the division. When it will undergo the division means when it is present inside the microsporangium. Microsporangium means when it is inside the anther itself here. So that time this pollen grain, what it will do means it will go for a division and it will produce as the two daughter cells, and that two daughter cells will be in unequal in condition, not in equal in condition. They will be in a unequal in condition. So one will be in a larger in condition, one will be in a smaller in condition. So one cell we are calling it as a vegetative cell, another cell we are calling it as a generative cell. So this is the vegetative cell and this is the generative cell. So pollen grain, it will divide itself to produce the two daughter cells. So this is one daughter cell, this is one daughter cell. So one cell we are calling it as a vegetative cell, another cell we are calling it as a generative cell. Now vegetative cell, it is a large compared to generative cell. Vegetative cell, it will be in a large in condition. Vegetative cell, how it will be present? Vegetative cell, it will be large in condition and they will be having the large nucleus, it will be present with abundant reserve food material. So vegetative cells, they are having the large nucleus, it is a large cell and they will be having the big nucleus, it will present, and even they will be having the large number of food materials also it will be present. Whereas if you come to the generative cell, it is a small cell compared to vegetative cell, it is a small cell. That's why pollen grains, it will divides to produce the two daughter cells. But these two daughter cells will not be in a equal in condition. It will be in a unequal in condition. Whereas the generative cell, it will be in a small in condition and this spindle shape it is present and they will be having the dense cytoplasm. Dense cytoplasm means more cytoplasm it will present with a distinct nucleus. So this is the nucleus of this generative cell. This is the nucleus of this vegetative cell. So they will be having the dense cytoplasm, distinct nucleus will be present and dense cytoplasm will be present. And next, when this pollen grains, it will falls on this stigma. When this pollen grains, it will be fall on this stigma and the pollen tube, it will get arises. So these cells, what happen here is which cell? This generative cell, it will divide mitotically. So this generative cell, it will divide what here? Mitosis cell division. The generative cell which is present when the pollen grains fall on the stigma, so the pollen tube will be arises. So as the pollen tube will be arises, so this cell also it will take entry. Whereas this generative cell, what happen? It will divide mitotically, mitosis cell division, and produces the two cells here. So that's why in some plants, not in all plants here, in some plants what happen is, so after the what here, pollen tube, instead of 2 cells here, it will release us the 3 cells. One cell, this it will get divided and it will form say 2 cells. So that's 1, 2, 3. So 3 cells it will get form. So like the 3 cell stage it will get form. 3 cell stage it will be only in some plants here, not in all the plants. Every time it will not get the 2 cell stage. Every time we'll get the 2 cell stage only. So rare cases in some plants 3 cell stage. Why it will come say 3 cell stage means because generative cells it will undergo the division to produce the 2 daughter cells. So that's why we'll get the 3 cell stage like how here see here. So this is the complete structure of what here? Nice complete structure of pollen grains. Complete structure of what here? Pollen grains. Just now as I said for a view. So inner wall it will be present in the thin in condition. So what is how the inner wall it is present? Inner wall it is a thin and a smooth in condition called intine, and they are made up of 2 substances called it as a cellulose and pectin. Whereas inside that what it contains here? Cellulose. Cellulose. Pollen grain cytoplasm what is contained? They are surrounded by the plasma membrane. So cytoplasm of the pollen grains is surrounded by the plasma membrane. That means here after intine, so who will be present? Plasma membrane will be present. Inside that plasma membrane, the cytoplasm will be present. Now inside this microsporangium, microsporangium is anther. Inside the anther, pollen grains divide to produce the 2 daughter cells here. And what type of daughter cells here? Unequal daughter cells. Which are those means? One is the vegetative cell, another one is the generative cell. So vegetative cell it is large with large nucleus. Vegetative cell is large and even they will be having the large nucleus with abundant reserve food matter, and they will store the large number of food materials they will store here. Whereas the generative cell it is a small spindle shape with a dense cytoplasm and distinct nucleus. A small cell, which is the small cell? Generative cell is the small cells with spindle shape, small spindle shape it will be present, and they will be having the dense cytoplasm. Dense cytoplasm means more cytoplasm it will be present with distinct nucleus, and nucleus will be in a visible in condition. Now pollen grains shed at 2 cell stage. When the pollen grains fall on the stigma, they will release the 2 cells. When the pollen grains are just now as I said here, this is the stigma means when the pollen grains fall means from the germ pore, so pollen tube like this it will be arises. They will shed the 2 cell stage, they will get shed here. But in some plants here, not in all the plants, but in some plants here, generative cells which is present, which is a small cell, it will divide with cell division, mitosis, mitotically, and produces the 3 cell stage. It will release the 3 cells. So finally, how many cells will get here? 3 cell stage we will get in this case. This is the complete structure of what here? Pollen grains. Even they have been mentioned in your textbook also. So see, this is the structure of your pollen grain. So this is the tetrad, microspore tetrad, where the 4 microspores are in a cluster in condition, attached in condition. Just now as I said you here to the microsporogenesis process. 4 they are in a tetrad in condition, cluster in condition. When they get separated here, so such process it will be held, and finally we will get the structure of this pollen grain. See, this is the small cell, generative cell, this is a big cell, that is we are calling it as what is vegetative cell, so which has been matured in the microsporangium. This is the complete structure of the what here? Pollen grains. So we will stop here. So remaining next we will do in our next class. Remaining we will do in our next class.